on up there with the likes of Cassante. So we'll see about that. That top lane draft will be important, especially with all the trash talk going on.
And he's not much of a top laner anymore, but Skarner also massive draft priority these days. We saw yesterday we got to open up the LTA split with FlyQuest just saying, you know what, Shopify, you can have it. We don't care. And they had him figured out. But in general, unless you are completely disrespecting your opponents, you will ban it away. They ban out the Aurora. First pick of the draft is the Jayce for Disguised. Ambessa slammed in response from Sniper and 100 Thieves.
I'm telling you, if Sniper could carry me in a snow match on Ambessa, I have full confidence.
First-person experience.
Yep, I have first-person experience getting carried by his Ambessa. Castle, though, there's a reason that they slammed this Jayce first. Yes, it is a flex pick, but it's also a Castle specialty. So with all of the trash talk leading into this, I really do like that. Presumably, we have first picks for both teams with their top lane champions going with some of their best champions here.
Yep.
And presumably we will also get some jungle visitation up to the top side of the map.
Oh, you gotta believe it.
Yeah, so as we get into the junglers here, though, with the Vi picked up, it's been very common to pair it, obviously, with stuff like Ahri, that you can go for kill combos with in the mid lane. That would be nice and comfortable for Abbedage being back on stage here in North America. We'll see if they can finish up that combination. Thank you, Kangas, demonstrating what will happen if Sniper loses.
Oh, yeah. Sniper doesn't have the mustache, though. He doesn't have any backup plan here.
That's what you have to do after the shave, yeah.
Okay.
You have to grow hair somewhere else.
You grow it back out in a different spot.
Yep, there you go.
Fair enough. We do have the Poppy locked in for 100 Thieves here. Now, that is going to be able to cancel the Vault Breaker from the Vi. It'll cancel Jayce's To the Skies in melee form. Worth pointing out, for those of y'all that don't know the differentiation, only stops dashes, not blinks. So Ezreal, unafraid of the steadfast presence of the Poppy, can still maneuver through that one. But generally, whenever this champion gets locked in, you always want to lock it in against something that it's already good against, and it does a lot to kind of trim down the pool of champions that your opponents want to play into it too that haven't yet been picked.
Yeah, especially if you are assuming that there is going to be some sort of other dashing champion that's going to be paired with a Vi also to look for those kill combos, because usually you need something with dashes and high damage that can follow up with those Vi ultimates. So with some nice defensive utility already drafted up here. Then, of course, we look towards the supports, towards the bottom lanes as well. Ezreal is a very flexible AD carry that can pair with so many different types of champions. Presumably, though, I would also think that they are going to go with some of the engaged supports, because they already are showing 2 poke champions with Jayce and Ezreal, and 1 hard engage with the Vi. So see about those supports as well locked in later for them. But
yes,
first,
sir,
we will get the jungle for River, one of the big stars on the Thieves.
Yeah, River on 100 Thieves, like when you think back to 100 Thieves at their peak, when this team was their scariest in the LCS, what immediately comes to mind for most people is the River-Quid duo. The way that these two were able to take over the game and run things from the mid-jungle. Viego, definitely a champion with a lot of snowball potential. It could be. The Elise is locked in. That should be the support for Huhi with Azir, the mid laner for Abbedage.
All right, we're in for a fun one here. Let's see. Elise support has been taking over solo queue. Of course, the likes of Keria as well, and so many supports love playing these high damage versions, but Elise support is like, you are either an Inter or you are also another carry, like legendary, all other lanes for the enemies. So I am extremely excited to see Huhi pilot the Elise support, because even when he was a mid laner, he was really well known for roaming around. So we'll see.
Aurelian Soul.
We'll see.
Well, so I immediately have to look up, it has been so long since I have casted Elise. I need to look up the name of her cocoon, because I only know the solo queue name for it.
Do you know Meteos is?
Yeah, I know the Meteos word, but we can't use that one. This is the official show. So we got to look up the official names for Elise's abilities. But we do have the final pick of the draft for 100 Thieves also. The Galio there in the mid lane. This is going to be some very powerful follow-up. Ambessa can jump into the back line with her ult with a well-placed aim on that. Throw Galio over the top. lands right down together with it. You have massive disruption in the back lines. This duo, this solo lane combo between these two champions could be really scary, especially if they get ahead.
I wonder how many chatters we got timed out by mentioning the Meteos Elise.
Oh, I told him to type feet right before this game started. I must have taken out like 200 people. It's one of my favorite hobbies.
Well,
I can recently, and I know that all of the tier 2 guys that have been in there, Kangas, who was in tier 2, working that scene for a long time with like Cubby and Rafa and all them, they always talked up ScaryJerry about how this guy's the real deal. This guy can make it happen. Well, here's your shot, Jerry. Let's see how scary you are.
Let's see it on the stage. We're getting invades for those deep wards for the lane swap scouting that is done already. 100 Thieves got theirs down. Meanwhile, you got the mirrored ones here for disguise, and then everybody resetting here out through mid lane. The ward does see River and Eyla, so the defensive one here for DSG, see how much value it's going to provide.
Yeah.
As the rest of the team does go past mid, and that one by the Wolf Camp kind of saw at least Castle.
Okay, they're all grouped up. They really wanted. Oh,
Ayla's
dude,
the target.
The trap on Eyla here could be huge. River gonna walk right over that ward right now. Huhi lands the cocoon. Castle right on top of him. The rivers run dry, and 100 Thieves are gonna lose their first scrap before it even starts. First blood on Castle's Jayce.
The defensive wards here, seeing the incoming scouting for the lane swap pays off huge for Disguised. It's the prep, Flowers. It's the prep coming in that can completely upset expectations. This team, the underdogs of the entire league, basically, coming in with a very good level 1. And Huhi on the roaming Elise support will start out with their lane swap on top side.
And I'm glad that you mentioned them being the underdogs alongside that play, because I feel like especially if you're coming in with everybody kind of expecting you to be weaker, the defensive play is very strong, because you know they're going to push you. You know they're going to try to do something sneaky early on.
100%. Always recommend more risky strategies and more, tricky prep coming into it. But here's some of the history of this Disguise team. Of course, they did win NACL in their first year after forming. So 2023 was quite good for them. 2024, a little bit more middle of the pack. And then, jumping up here to the LTA. Big congrats to this team. And the crowd already loving them. So first blood acquired for them. Of course, they did change the feats of strength in this patch. We are on live patch, so you got to get full 3 kills. So not quite as big of a little swing as it has been for the beginning of this new season. But here we go. We're going to get the first recall for ScaryJerry back to base so Ezreal can get his tier. Always one of the really nice buys there. And it allows our roaming support here, the Elise, to start to get active. I mean, Huhi was a big part of getting that first blood, being able to repel to close the extra distance and having the ability to start your E for double spells there, allows the cocoon follow-up and allowed them to get that first blood onto River. So we'll see if it continues to shine.
Ooh, Castle getting the better of Sniper down here, trading back and forth, running pretty low on mana though, so as the wave is crashed into the turret, we will see Castle be able to take his own recall here. Go ahead, go back to base. Teleport already used by him, so not exactly going to be able to immediately reappear back down there in the bottom lane, but he doesn't need to. The wave's going to be in a very favorable spot, has his own tier ready to start stacking that one for him as well. 1-0 still, just that early kill like you were talking about. Obviously the feats of strength change. Disguise would love it if it was the previous one, but overall I'm really happy with the change, changing it from the first blood to the first 3 kills. Yeah. Feels like a lot less can be lost on just one single bad decision from one single player.
Yeah. Well, a little bit less random, a little bit more room for comeback here, even if you do give up the first blood. Elise support, by the way, for people who haven't been terrorized by it yet, does build damage, like it's full damage. That's why we say it's such a risky pick, because you are very squishy later on. The majority of them do build into the Storm Surge and go for the big burst and really try and harass enemy solo laners roaming around. And so we see, again, Huhi here. Now he's level 3, so that's basically full kit for Elise, full build.
You're good to go. Quid's in trouble. Flash cocoon from Huhi. Quid flashing away to stay safe from it. But hey, that's the job. That's what you need to do. Get that summoner spell. Now the door is wide open for a repeat gank from Huhi or eXyu or anybody wearing a DSG jersey.
Yeah, and he's got the most important buy, the boots, to be able to make those roams. And he's got the Ezreal, of course, this very safe AD carry for ScaryJerry to just try and farm up. And you were mentioning, you know, some of the, like Hengis and them talking about ScaryJerry and really focusing on later on his team fights and stuff after he, you know, gets fed. So if he's able to farm efficiently on the Ezreal, of course it's going to be a little bit difficult there with the extra pressure from FBI and Eyla, but
yep.
We'll see about it as he is down a little bit on the top side of the map here. River comes in to try and even up a little bit of the mid pressure, but honestly, I think this is going to be reaching.
Yeah.
Abbedage is doing a good job hovering to the other side of the map because they've got that control ward up there in the river already. Nice defensive vision for him. He has his flash as well. He is Azir, has his own dash. So there we go. River finally gets that control ward in the river brush, and they are just going to trade our first neutral objective packs.
Yep, 1-for-1 on those. Very easy for Abbedage to play towards that bottom side of mid lane like you're talking about. His jungler's already on the Drake. Bottom lane, Jayce has total control over the 1v1. That half of the map just feels very comfortable for Disguise to play from. And you can see it again here with eXyu having the confidence to go in there, take the enemy Gromp. He knows River's up top side taking the grubs. He's not going to be around to contest this. Sniper is stuck in Turret City, USA. Just happened to hope that he can farm up minions underneath this one, dealing with Jayce in the laning phase. So eXyu's just happy to steal away some resources.
Yeah, Jayce, by the way, well, as eXyu is might be looking for a dive too. It is level 6 on the Vi, so
oh yeah.
Even Ambessa can't dash when Vi ults.
There we go. Vault Breaker collides immediately right back into it with the Wombo combo. Jungle top from Disguised aren't messing around.
True to his word, eXyu comes to dive Sniper. Him and Castle take down Sniper for round 1 of the blood feud that is taking place here on stage. And as you say, that's going to be 2 of the kills necessary for first 3 for Feats. Mid lane though. Yeah.
Yeah, looks like we're not going to get a whole lot out of the Azir ulti there. eXyu with the sniper.
Wait, we got more action here too. Another one down.
Oh my goodness, Huhi gets splattered all over the jungle. Disguised up 2-1.
They're a more perfect champion for squishing the spider than Poppy there. And they're able to just smash him into the side of the wall. They get their kill. They shut down a little bit of that roaming support. And he actually went Dark Seal too. Huhi is going full solo queue Elise support. Went a Dark Seal to really try and snowball. But here's another look at our eXyu gank. I mean, there's not much you can do about that. It was really nice. Built up the wave. Level 6 timer for jungler for Vi. And then Ambessa is not going to be able to escape.
They're so stoked, dude. They're so stoked.
They should be.
Yeah.
This is an underdog team. They came in, good prep, level 1. They punished with their defensive ward. They have the extra vision. They get their kill there. They also get the morale boost from taking down the enemy trash talker. Ambessa does scale quite well, but you need money to scale, Flowers. And Castle has just been denying Sniper. That big wave that he was just killed under tower, lost a bit more CS there too. So yeah. It's not just the kill on the Sniper, it's the denial of income for this champion that does have, you know, very high potential for later in the game for carrying team fights and whatnot. But Jayce, especially with Jayce being a like semi-tank bruiser build now, where people have done so many variations of very tanky Jayce builds. Yeah, it's not going to be easy to get Sniper back into this game. With the extra mana that they usually go with Fimbulwinter from upgrading with that, and then you know, so many of these bruiser items for Castle and Grasp constantly stacking up, it does become oppressive.
And with the extra mobility that character has too, with To the Skies, the extra move speed that you can get from the acceleration gate, he can create so much space if he's ahead. Because nobody, what is Varus going to do? Yeah, Varus is ahead 400 gold. If plus 1,000 Jayce just walks up to him with a Fimbulwinter and starts hitting him with the hammer, you've got to fall back. You're not going to get that maximum DPS in the fights. I think the Castle's set up in a great spot to be able to have some serious impact in the mid-game fights once we get to those. Yep. We do have 50 seconds until our second set of grubs spawns. You already said it earlier, but it's good to reinforce it. 1-1 on neutrals so far, so neither side really close to claiming that feat just yet. Disguised can claim the feat of warfare with a single additional kill. We'll see if they can set up anything for that.
Always good, too, for your support Elise to go pair up with your jungler, especially when you're playing a Vi, because you can guarantee the picks here. So Huhi and eXyu trying to sniff around, see if they could get anybody out of position away from their defenses, clearing out the vision around this river so that both top lane and mid lane will have more room to work with. But if we look at River, he is just camping on that brush right now. This Viego is surrounded by wards. He finally makes his move, but there's just so much vision for DSG. They can easily play around him. And in the past, River has been the star player for this 100 Thieves squad.
Yes.
He's very good, at circumventing vision, usually, but when it's just blanketing the map like this, it's going to be a little difficult. Here we go, though, the approaching fight on Grubs. One has been taken already.
Okay.
eXyu still has his smite, though. River does not.
Okay, well, they've secured the first 2 of this set without the smite, so this is a really good omen for them to be able to get the entire set.
Yeah, should be able to guarantee it. The second charge for River comes back up now, though, so he's threatening.
Okay.
They're trying to push him off.
It looks like Disguised is going to decide that discretion is the better part of Valor and Grubs here. Just back away from that one. You have to get all 3 to get the credit towards the feat, so no credit for either side on this second set of the Grubs. We're going to stay at 1-1 on those.
I will remind people, though, because everybody gets so focused on feats now, Grubs getting to 4 is, to me, almost a bigger win.
You get your grubbies, yeah.
To me, it's almost a bigger win than getting like a 1/3 feat credit there for getting an entire pack, because spawning the Void Might when you're trying to take towers.
That's the real name.
Is actually a very big, it's actually a very big bonus. So they do at least get their 4 grub bonus for 100 Thieves. We'll see if that turns into any extra turret plate money or any extra side lane push later on into the game, because of course they are running the Galio comp here, and we have yet to see Quid make a heroic entrance onto any of those side lanes or into any of those skirmishes.
Speaking of meaningful leads, meaningful things in the game, look at the itemization difference between the Jayce and the Ambessa. It just got a little better thanks to the Brutalizer purchase, but full Spear of Shojin already completed for Castle. This guy is frightening right now. Nice sidestep there too, making sure he doesn't get caught by the Chains of Corruption. That hitbox can often be larger than it initially looks, so just sidestepping away from it, making sure that he does not allow himself to get punished there. And it looks like we've got ourselves a 2 Drake to nothing lead for the side of Disguised. Now also 1 more neutral objective away from being able to claim that feat as well. And with 1.5 minutes left on the clock, usually first turret will fall one way or the other pretty soon after the plates go.
Yeah, the Bruiser Jayce is just so good working off the base damages, and you get so much extra mana with your tier, and you have so much extra cooldown reduction there for your Spear of Shojin, and then being able to amplify everything feels so nice. So DSG with the double dragons advantage, like this game is starting out so incredibly well for this team that people did not have a lot of high hopes for. So we'll see if they can continue on into the mid game, the critical stages here, to be able to snowball. Full Gnasher's Tooth done, as you say, for the Azir. It does feel quite nice for Abbedage, and this is a player that we previously saw on 100 Thieves in the LCS. But went over to EU, back to EU for quite a while there, and was most recently in Tier 2 in the LFL in Europe. So we'll see about his return here, if he can make a bigger impact as this game goes on. Of course, Azir looking for the team fights to really flex.
We've got a lot of first items coming in now. That Nashor's Tooth that you already talked about. Junglers have their first items completed. Hollow Radiance for the Galio there in the mid lane with the Yumu's Ghostblade done for FBI. 100 Thieves got plenty of bodies down here as they're crashing another wave into the turret. 5 seconds left on the turret plating to keep that protected a little bit longer as Quid keeps Abbedage out of his own red side jungle, but Quid gets shuffled back underneath the turret. Nice job from Abbedage there, punishing the aggressive play of Quid, forcing that flash.
The flash, such a critical summoner spell here too for the playmaking for this 100 Thief side. Quid definitely going to regret that last little bit of damage. He wanted to go get his passive punch on him. He went to go punch Abbedage and ended up losing out in the extra cooldowns. No actual kill given over, though, so that extra third kill still not there.
We got a teleport coming up top side. They're looking for the punish on Castle. Quid trying to close the gap with a taunt, does land it. Sniper making sure that he's careful to not enter too soon. He does not want to allow Castle to burst him down in a 1v2. Castle just getting the distance, turns right back around, slaps Sniper with a little bit of damage! And Castle just made him look silly in a 1v2. Yes, it's an equal trade, but that's making a statement.
It is making a statement. I mean, 100 Thieves, technically, they get more gold because it's assisted kill and it's a shutdown, but the psychic damage of killing Sniper again.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
eXyu's yapping for him.
Exactly.
Some people got an accountant for their taxes. This guy's got an accountant for his yap. This is incredible. eXyu, although maybe he needs to get out of the chat and get back in the game. FBI shuts him down, shuts him up, and now River's looking for a little bit more. Goes in for the Spectral Maw, finds the stun on Huhi. Say goodbye to the Spider, as now another fight in the jungle. Abbedage trying to defend himself, but Quid jumping right back on with the Justice Punch into the Winds of War. Abbedage at 50 HP. Galio in hot pursuit, but the Azir should get away.
It turns out Sniper's just the martyr for 100 Thieves. The entire rest of his team goes berserk after he gets killed, and they get their vengeance on DSG. The race for the first tower, too. Or actually, it's not even the first tower. That was already taken. But they do at least get solo tower gold onto FBI down there. In the end, traded, and Castle getting the same on top side. Here you go, Flowers. This is another look at it.
Right.
You said it, I think at about, like, this point, you were like, okay, Sniper's got to be a little bit careful about going back in. Doesn't want to get bursted down by this tank Jayce. And then as you said that, he goes back in for the extra damage, and Castle does not want to let him get away with that. Flashes to follow. The crowd is loving it. Hey, OTV there in the house supporting.
They got to support their boy, yeah.
Love to see it. OTV, very, very old school League of Legends players themselves. All of them, by the way.
Well, now, hold on. We got the fight breaking out. Eyla and River here on the front line. The Rift Herald's already going to be claimed by eXyu and Disguise. Sniper trying to create a little bit of space here, but he's got to be careful. The Galio jumps in on top. Exactly the synergy we were talking about, but the rest 100 Thieves cannot join. Sniper in some trouble. He'll get gunned down first. Castle is absolutely making a kingdom out of this top lane.
Dude, we're going to make this series into a movie, Flowers. The trash talk at the beginning, Sniper getting targeted because of it, goes down again. DSG, they find their mark, but it still remains very close. We'll see about the Dragon setup, because this is the real kicker here. The extra objective, Dragon Soul, would be huge. Cloud Dragon Soul, by the way, has the highest win rate of any of the Dragon Souls. Even though people disrespect move speed, Flowers, move speed wins you games.
So, I think that is a double-edged sword. I agree that move speed wins you games, but okay, hold on, we can get back to this in just a second.
Gotta get it first.
The Spider Cocoon is trying to keep River away. It looks like eXyu's just gonna have to leave. It is a TY for leash moment. Drake secured by 100 Thieves. Now they're looking for a little bit more here with a fight. Quid jumps in with a taunt. They lock up the Jayce. They beat down Castle. 100 Thieves feeling great about it. What I was about to say, the reason Cloud Soul has the highest win rate is because nobody ints for it. The other ones, you'll make a bad choice to try to get Infernal Soul or Hex Soul. Cloud Soul, you're like, well, I guess we'll take it if it's there. You'll never make a dumb decision just for it and throw.
So, speak carefully, because I definitely do make dumb decisions to just...
Well, you're a Volibear player. You need to go fast.
I need to
For you, I understand. For you, I understand.
The other types of players that sometimes make questionable decisions are, in my experience, support Elise players. So this one has not quite snowballed to the level that some of them have in solo queue. And of course, he did invest, going Dark Seal, trying to get the early move speed, trying to go full damage. Support Elise is notorious for later in the game sometimes being a liability because you are so squishy. And really all you can rely on is your repel for defense. But you also always have the opportunity to make a really big play with your cocoon, with your CC. So it's all about the very small moments here for the Elise. Is it going to be a liability later on, or is he going to make the game-winning pick, Flowers? It's always the two sides of the coin.
Support Elise players do not play from planet Earth. It's either heaven or hell, one or the other. You can't go anywhere in between. 100 Thieves up only a couple hundred gold now, but considering they've been down by about 1,000 for most of this game, that's feeling pretty good. Now here's the test, Mr. Kobe, for this new org on Tier 1 for Disguised. Can they hold the line and not continue losing this lead? They try to turn it back around as 100 Thieves wants to make the play, but now they got to be careful because eXyu's in the middle of everybody. 100 Thieves in a 4v1 having fun. Quid getting a payday for that one.
I have to say, 100 Thieves here showing a lot of very strong resolve in this game, even in the face of a lot of those earlier objectives going the way of DSG and, of course, the level 1 and everything. But 100 Thieves fighting back very nicely. And I would put a lot of credit into River, especially on this Viego. Of course, he has a very good team comp to work around. You know, Galio being a supportive mid laner, all the CC setting up. You saw him after the Dragon that they were able to force DSG off and then chase over the wall. Able to get these resets. Now Quid, though.
Well, Quid's just going to bring them in for the rest of the team to try to mop them up. Slam into the wall from the Poppy. Heroic entrance for the heroic follow-up. And Abbedage just gets a hero's burial on that one. Disguise have lost another man. 100 Thieves up over 2,000 gold.
And it's fairly dangerous, too. Otacon here does get tagged, but everybody's going to back off. Nobody wants to get the extra debuff here from it, and should be able to just take care of mid lane wave. So I guess just going to stop at that single kill. Back-to-back plays from 100 Thieves, though, attacking side lanes, Flowers, with 4 or more people. As we mentioned early on with the Galio, it's one of the big strengths here, trying to attack those side lanes. And 100 Thieves doing a good job kind of focusing there.
So one thing I'm looking at right now, we were praising the Jayce early on in the game, right? But when I'm looking at the scoreboard for Disguise, do you know what I see? I see a Jayce and a box of donuts. I got zeros in the kill column for every other champion. It means all the money is on Castle. If Castle's not around, 100 Thieves is going to rock their world. And the problem for Disguised, I'm not seeing the team play. I'm not seeing Castle be used as this tool. And now, Disguised are going after the Otacon. They're full sending, and 100 Thieves needs to try to get down and stop them. Quid has no teleport to make his way here in time. 100 Thieves still just looking on. The Otacon down to 4,000. eXyu incredibly low, having to try to flash away and make a little bit of distance as Abbedage is going to be stunned up, has to try to escape himself. Sniper distracting the rest of Disguise. FBI with a nice confirmed kill on the enemy mid laner. They've got the Otacon down to 1,000. It is secured by River and 100 Thieves. eXyu falls as well, and it's absolute tragedy for Disguise.
Oh, ScaryJerry and Huhi are going to be able to survive, and it looks like Castle running for his life still inside the Rift Herald pops out at mid tower.
Castle's playing GTA and he's got 5 stars. River's bringing in the tanks and everything else, looking to go after him. He's only going to lose the false life. Sniper jumping right back in, looking to finish off this fed Jayce, add a little bit more money to his own pockets, and Sniper calculates it.
Yeah, Castle getting dangerously close to taking down 2 of the Otacon GAs there, but Sniper does finish him off, so it's just one of the GAs he's able to pop off of 100 Thieves. You have to look back at this play, though, Flowers, and think about why DSG went for that play. It is because they knew there was no teleport on the Galio, and Galio had just used ultimate. So their thinking was, you have to presume, hey, Galio's top side, he has no ultimate, has no teleport, let's try and burst this Otacon down quickly, but they were unable to do it quickly, and then they just got shredded by Otacon, and 100 Thieves did a good job attacking there. The all chat has just continued to deliver.
Oh, the all chat is one of those like daytime talk shows where everybody's just like borderline throwing chairs at each other. I'm loving it. River is loving the opportunity to jump in on this Drake, take this for free. It is 2 Drakes to 1 favoring Disguised. The new additional emblem you can see up there in the UI is indicating that 100 Thieves secured the Otacon for themselves. 4,000 gold lead, even neutral state in terms of the Dragons. It's getting more and more difficult, Kobe, for Disguise to find a way to win a fight.
It certainly is. Maybe they can just win a fight versus Sniper then. 3v2?
I don't know.
3,
Sniper's
4?
got buddies showing up. Ayla jumps in there immediately, looking to back up the Ambessa as Sniper gets the first kill back onto the Elise, and now they're looking for the second here onto Castle. River taking a possession. All they trade for 3 Disguised lives is a false life for the other side. 100 Thieves are not done yet. The push stays pushing.
Not done yet, as you say. River wants to continue. FBI here still has his GA. Eyla still has it. So not much ScaryJerry can do. He's one of the holders of the box of donuts, by the way.
He's got all donuts.
Yeah.
0, 0, 0.
What flavor are they, though? Because honestly, if they are
plain.
No. He's got 2 items, okay, at least.
It's Ezreal with a Trinity Force and a Muramana when his team's down 6,000 gold, man. Those are plain donuts.
Not even glazed.
No. No, there is no glazing going on here. Disguised 4-13. They are in a tough spot this game. It started really well, but again, I feel like this is what you see a lot of when you have a younger roster or a younger org come in. Even if they have those individual early advantages, it's difficult to hold on to them once you get into the more complex macro elements of the game, more of the team plays of the mid and later stages.
Yeah, a lot of these side plays here for 100 Thieves really worked out to their benefit. And River definitely very scary on this Viego, backed up by so much firepower on 100 Thieves. I mean, Quid has done a nice job here controlling the mid game for them, keeping them safe, and quietly, FBI, your sniper, your Australian sniper, once again on the poke Varus, one of his favorites.
Oh yeah.
Able to land a tremendous amount of poke damage. So they're just going to start up that Baron. Doesn't look like DSG are going to make the early move, though. They're starting to come over now.
Yeah, we've got Baron already down to half. Sniper tanking it up, River doing the damage.
For Castle, but it's too late probably. Already 4,000 health and dropping.
Yeah, he's trying to get over here in time, but it's going to be smoke before it even matters. Baron secured for 100 Thieves. Health bar is still pretty high. Disguised will try to close in, see if there's any sort of a punish, maybe find a straggler, but no sir. 100 Thieves just pulled off the heist and got out without so much as a bounty.
Objective focus here. Reign supreme for 100 Thieves. Now they've got the giant gold lead on top of their Baron to work with. So the split push should be easy for them to start here. They've got the Galio ultimate ready for Quid plus his teleport, so tremendous side lane control, tremendous ability to move across the map and cover here. And when you combine that with the Baron buff flowers, that makes for easy push, easy siege for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, this is looking absolutely disastrous for Disguised. I mean, what do you do to stop Sniper from just flying in with the ulti, Quid from ulting over top of him, Eyla just tackles in there, and FBI free fires?
What DSG have to do is you'd have to try and rely on the newly buffed up tower damage, and you just have to defend at towers, and then 100 Thieves are going to be forced to make that play on your towers. I mean, and hope that you can get a nice outplay with the extra defenses there trying to go your way. They do have some critical flashes here on the side of DSG, so some playmaking ability. Abbedage and ScaryJerry, both the carries here, do have that extra safety of flashes. Maybe they can get some outplays, but if 100 Thieves just play it safe and use the Baron buff siege power to their advantage,
yeah,
the FBI with the safety of the spell shield as well as the magnitude of his poke. Oh, he actually hits an ult here too.
Dude, Castle's already at half HP. That's your most fed player. That is all your kills on Disguised. And 100 Thieves smell the blood in the water. They'll take out the tier 2 turret mid with Quid at the same time. They're just shoving their way straight through the enemy base. ScaryJerry is already dead. There goes the bottom lane inhibitor. The mid lane inhibitor turret is about to fall as well. The mid lane inhibitor will go right with it. 100 Thieves easily breaking through the enemy defensive lines. Sniper goes for a recall. He will be able to return immediately with the Unleashed teleport. Quid goes in for the taunt. He finds it onto Abbedage. Eyla with a tackle backwards. River going in after the spider, but Huhi gets away for a second. You can't say the same thing about the Azir. River tries to stay alive, but it ain't going to work. The shutdown credit back over to Huhi from the grave almost, but he did barely get away as 100 Thieves with a 4v3. Continue the pressure, continue the push. They continue towards the Nexus. eXyu trying to distract them. FBI and Eyla putting the damage into the tier 4 turret here at the Nexus. A little bit more damage onto that second one. Got it down to about half HP. 100 Thieves, still no signs of stopping. Another Unleashed teleport coming on back. No turrets left to defend him. eXyu and Castle both gonna die here in the front lines. Disguised falls apart, and 100 Thieves, despite a rocky start, are gonna take game 1 under 30 minutes.
FBI back on 100 Thieves goes legendary. 8 kills, 0 deaths for him on the poke Varus, one of his favorites. And against his old partner in Huhi, they actually are the duo that played the most together of any duo of players in the LCS. The majority of their time on 100 Thieves, Golden Guardians as well there, but this time around, FBI is going to get the dub. And I believe all time that's going to put him to 7 versus like 5 for Huhi. after the breakup that they had.
After the breakup. Even that's got to sound dramatic with the way that we've had the back and forth here between these teams. But yes, you called it out. Legendary and Deathless for FBI. Also a Deathless game for Quid, even though he didn't get as many kills as FBI did. I think that Disguise had a really solid early game. They countered what 100 Thieves were doing at level 1 very well. They did a good job getting Castle ahead, but the coordination, the ability to function as a 5-man unit wasn't there, and as soon as it slipped away from them, they never got a grip back on the game.
Yeah, I'm excited though with the prep that we saw for game number 1. I'm excited to see what they pull out for game number 2. Fearless draft, remember, for this best of series. And
yes,
see if
sir.
they can continue to push 100 Thieves.
All right, game 1's done, but a reminder for those of you here at the Riot Games Arena, go get your LTA North merch right now.